The K40 just got here. Let's take a look at what it came with. USB cable, not going to be using it, not long enough. My workstation that I'll be using for this is quite a ways away. No idea what this is. This is for your focus gauge. That's obviously not going to work. Software that was included with it, that's trash. Whisperers on it, KW Whisperers on here, but I would just download the latest version if that's what you're going to use. Then you've got some silicone sealant for when you need to replace your tube, if you do, and some double-sided tape. So now everybody wants to get going on it right away, but I just recently learned that you really need to pay attention to what's going on with your machine before you even start. Few things I have done, I'll take you around and show you, is I have put in the air exhaust. I have an air conditioner in my garage, so I just tied into that. The air conditioner has a back seal against it, so it won't let any air in when it's not running. And for safety purposes, I have a wire going into that outlet that is to ground in case something else in the line fails. That is a dedicated outlet. The switch box is on the outside of the garage, approximately 3 feet away from where that receptacle is. So hopefully if it's gonna arc, then that should be the quickest path to ground, not through me. So let's hope that works. Also, the water's been plumbed in. That's a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot, filled with distilled water with the water pump in it. It's been running constantly, so we can try and get out the air bubbles. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's move some stuff around here. I've already taken the screws out so you can see. All right, you can see right here we've got an air bubble. Yeah, it looks pretty good for the rest of it. You don't want air bubbles. It'll create hot spots in your tube. I'm gonna just lift it up and that'll pop that out once I get the rest of the stuff off the top. And I mean, look at this. That's your temperature gauge. Like, how's that supposed to work? Yeah, well, anyway, other things to look at first. All right, let's go back to the front. Now, when you buy a laser and you buy it, I recommend buying from a company that is local. It's a lot easier to deal with customer support, getting new parts if you need them. I would not order directly from China, even to save 50 bucks. Just not worth it. Anyway, we're going to do a test fire on this thing. Okay. Now that's the OM Tech. That's where I bought my laser, and they're great guys. Got nothing but nice thing to say about them. You'll find out shortly. They've been a pleasure to deal with. But let's go over some things here, and we'll see if we can't get a test fire going here. So everything's on. Water supply's running. Okay, she turns on. This, when a company says your machine is tested before they send it to you, this is basically what they do. Okay, they hook it up to a water supply for cooling. They turn it on. They put something in it. Okay, they bring it over, and I got to set it 20%, and they do a test fire, and as you've seen, the test fire worked. Okay, so that's it. That's as far as their testing goes. Now I know everybody wants to start playing with the machine and everything else. You know, looks like it's working properly. You want to get into it, and you know you've been waiting for your delivery, thinking about all the things you're going to do with it. Don't. Let's go over some things about it first. First thing we're going to do is turn it off and have a look at all this crap inside. All right. Let's see if I can get you closer here. All right. It's okay. If we look at this and we look at the gantry, okay. Assuming that this plate is square, okay, this gantry is way off, okay. So I don't care how many times you try and shoot the laser at the circle of the mirror, the center of the mirror, you're just not going to get a good result. And that's not the way you line your mirrors anyway. So we need to square this. You know, this has got to be taken out. We'll take out this, and it's a terrible bet. Zero adjustments for your focal length. Yeah. Anyway, let me show you what happened with mine. Okay. Don't ever, other than the test fire, I recommend that you don't ever run your laser without a milliamp meter. You can see here I've got all the tools set up, ready to go for what we're going to do before we even try and cut or engrave something. So we'll go through the process and see how it goes. All right, the first thing we're going to do is install this milliamp meter. This will give us a better reading. The digital panel over there, it gives you percentages. It doesn't mean a damn thing, and that's going to change over time anyway. So before you fire anything up, try and cut anything, you need to know what your machine's doing. So I recommend you don't do anything until this is installed. We're going to add this wire to the cathode wire back there and leave the blue one alone. We won't be cutting that one. We'll set it up and attach it to the milliamp. I'll bring you around the back so you can see what's going on. All right, so this is the cathode wire, okay? This is pre-wired, so we'll disconnect this here. We'll fish that blue wire back through and attach it to the negative side of the multimeter or the milliamp meter, and we're gonna attach this wire to here to make it to the positive side. So let's get that done. Let's get this unwrapped. Still need to get that bubble out. Gosh. All right. So, just gonna take this wire, split it part of it. Take this one. This is a heavier gauge, and we'll just lock them together. Oh, hang on. Need the heat shrink. Where's that box? There it is. the heat shrink for it. That'll do. Alright, and put that on there and grab the heat gun. All right, no, you stay there. Let's put it down there for now. All right, let's do this again. It's a low voltage wire, so, you know, it's not that crazy. Not like the red one down there. That one you need to be super, super careful with. Okay. Soldering things should be pretty much ready to go. It's wicking in now. Okay. So good. Bring the heat shrink over. There we go. All right. Wait a second to cool. Now we're going to feed that back through over there. And I'll bring you back when I feed all that stuff. Okay, we're back. I got the lines fished through. Here's the one from the cathode. Here's the one from the power supply, which is going into the outside of this block right here. I don't know if you can see the rest of it. Yeah, you can see I have a funky new power supply. It's not with the green banks. It's a little bit different. I'll go into another video and explain all the pinouts on this. Anyway, let's get this thing set up and ready to go. Too long. No. All right. All right. Crimp. Nope. There we go. I got a good one. All right. Let's get this installed. don't want to tighten these down to stress the casing or anything. Just gotta be snug with a little lock washer on there. Tighten that down in a minute. All right, so it's very important. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a little marking on here. That's the negative. That's the positive side. It's absolutely important that the wire coming from the PSU goes to the negative side. Okay? You'll end up with some negative results on your meter. You'll know right away as soon as if you wired it up wrong. Okay. Ha. These are so small. The other arms get too old. Come here. All right. That's a 5.5 mil. It just makes it easier. I can't, I don't have to use. Chinese fingers on it. There we go. Snug, but not overly tight. All right, let's give it a test to see how it runs. So, all right. Okay, so it's just working. Let's bring the camera over here a little bit. Be able to see the multimeter. All right, let's bring it over. We're gonna do a test fire. Let's go down to 10%. Laser switch is on. Test switch. All right. So 10%. I got 2.5 milliamp. Okay. 20%. Got almost 5 milliamp. Okay. You're gonna want to go through all your power settings, so you know what your basic, and they'll change a little bit over time, but make a note of them. That way you know exactly what you're doing. Let's go to 30. We'll test that. Let's just move that a little bit. A little over 5 milliamp. Let's go to 40. A little under 5 milliamp. Let's go to 50. Oh, look at that. A little under 5 milliamp. 60. A little under 5 milliamp. And again. Now, this is why I want to show you this. This is a brand new machine. And if you haven't already guessed, I already did it and put it all back together so I can make this video. What's happening here is the power supply is no good. If you run into a problem where you can't get above 5 milliamp, it's almost guaranteed that your flyback transformer and your power supplies are no good. If you deal with a U.S. company, I suggest making videos of what you're doing and how you're testing, and you know, even from box opening, record everything. You know, it makes it so much easier to get new parts and stuff. I've already contacted them about this, and my new part is on the way. Now I'm going to show you the other problem that I found. When I was doing this, they asked me to record a video showing different cuts at 10 millimeters per second at different powers. So when I did that, I had designed a, let me grab it here. This is what I designed for my air assist. When I was doing the testing, I had just a straight plastic nozzle on it. It was melting. I also added an airflow valve. You don't always want your full pressure for your air assist on. This just gives you a quick, easy way to have it on full blast or on just a little bit, or you know, whatever you want. But when I went to do the test for the tech support, I had the cap on, and I hadn't tried it since then. Anyway, the laser was shooting. You can see it's not coming down dead center. It's shooting off to the side. So what I did was decided I was going to do a laser alignment. Okay? And I'll show you exactly what happened. Let's turn all this off. Get ready for that. All right. To show you this, I'm gonna have to take the. Where's my goggles? Take the camera off the tripod, so it might get a little unsteady. But you need to see this in case this ever happens to you, and something you can look for. All right, we're gonna go to mirror 1. Okay, and we're gonna get ready to do a test here. I need to go down lower than that. My mirrors are really low. All right. Let's see here. Turn the machine back on. Get ready, I'm going to drop it to 20%. And I'm going to do a test fire. Alright, there's my test fire. Let's turn it off. Alright. Now, remember what I told you at the beginning of the video, that put it here where you can see it. Let's see if we can get it to focus on there. I don't know why it won't focus, but there we go. All right, you can see there's a double beam coming out of there. Okay, remember I told you that the companies, they test the machines. That's as far as they go. They put some water in it, hook up the cooling system, and run a test fire. If it fires and creates a laser, it's good. Well, it's not necessarily that way. You saw what happened with the power supply and this tube. So this is a double dud. This, let's see if I can get back into zoom mode. Here we go. All right, this double beam, I guess the technical term for it is that the laser has gone into TEM01 mode, which means it's screwed. There's nothing you can do. You need a new tube. Now, I'm lucky that I did order from a US-based company. I reached out to the people at omtechlaser.com, and they sorted it out right away. Of course, I had to prove to them what was going wrong, and I ran some tests on the control board. I thought maybe this part was bad. It turned out it wasn't. The way I tested that was this comes in here. You've got +5 in and ground. And basically, what I did was I unplugged this and ran power, ran a line using pins connected to a wire to the 5 volt and the ground just to power the board. The in I did not connect. I put a multimeter on it, and sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So you got on the right hand side, you've got 5 volts. You've got next one over is in the middle, and then you ground. So that's the pinout for that one. So anyway, I ran the 5 volt to the board, the ground to the board, so the board would power up, and then ran a multimeter in between the in on that, and tested it by changing the power settings on the board, and it worked no problem. Down at 0 is at 0 volts, and at 99.9% it was at 5 volts, so that was working properly. I sent them a video of that, and that's when they decided that I was correct in the Flyback Transformer, which you can see is this right here. There's this big white thing back here that puts out the high voltage. It's bad. So anyway, that's where we're at now. I'm waiting for my new parts. But this channel, this is my very first video ever, so I hope you bear with me. It's kind of weird talking to people without anybody being around. This whole channel is going to be dedicated to modding the K40. Let's see, you know, the bed sucks. Okay, that's being ripped out. The exhaust, it's gone. We have to realign everything in here, make sure everything's proper. You know, I mean, that's a light strip. Yeah, okay, that's yeah, it doesn't really do much. It's more of a glow than anything else. You know, the laser pointer that indicates where the thing is. Look at it just wiggles. Okay, you know, it's all over the place. I'll fix that up. This chain is nowhere near big enough to fit my air assist, so I'll be changing that out, putting all new lights in it. We'll be creating a custom plate for the board. Let's see what else. We'll be putting an interlock on the I've actually already made that. Let me show that to you real quick here. Hang on, let me switch back to the tripod here. All right, this is my first design for the interlock. I didn't want to cut the case right now. But it works well. You know, you wire this in, it snaps into place, okay, stays there. And it is slightly off to the side on this. So I have a little piece here, okay. So once that's all lined up, I don't know if you can hear that, the clicking, okay. When the lid's open, there won't be, laser won't be able to fire. Right now, the way the system works, I don't know if you can see it in here. Let me take the camera again. But these ones right here, it's hard to see through the camera. Here we go. Here we go right here. These two are jumped, okay? These are your safety. This is your water flow indicator or whatever you want to tie into. On the old style, it'd be the same as the laser switch button, on off. With this one here, with the digital panel, the laser on-off switch, all that does is completely disable the panel. It doesn't bother that. That's why these are jumped. Okay. So what I'll be doing for the interlock is I'll be creating one will go in here, and then one will go to a key lock. I have kids. I don't want them playing with it, so I bought a key lock switch that I'll be putting in here. You know, we got a lot of mods to do. Eventually, I expect to take this all the way through to completely ripping everything apart out of here, removing this and making the bed 12 by 24. So I hope you stay with me, and you know, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's my very first one. You know, hope to see you again. Take care. Bye.